Hey everyone, I am Meg from LovenStamps, and this is Maker Mornings with Meg, and happy May the 4th to you. May the 4th be with you. Anyway, I promise not to make any more Star Wars jokes, mostly because I can't think of any. But anyway, it's kind of fun. So I have on my droid shirt just to celebrate the 4th. So, and happy Cinco de Mayo tomorrow, and happy pre-Friday. So all those fun things. Today I have even more exciting stuff. I have new in colors to share with you. These are the new in colors from the book that just came out on Tuesday, a new annual catalog. The colors are very nicely featured. So when we met on Tuesday, I showed you all of the new core colors, and we did projects with the Bright and Beautiful stamp set. I don't have it handy, that featured all those new core colors. And I said that suite is really great, Bright and Beautiful balloons, because it helps to, see how all those colors go together. So for this one, the colors that go together come from Cheerful Daisies, which are just a beautiful set. And so I think you guys are really gonna like these. And I don't know about you, but I was working on a card for this morning's video, and all of a sudden the Stamping Supplies hijacked my card and made me make another card, and then I had to come back and finish the first card. So I'm gonna actually show you both of those cards today, so you can kind of see how they came together. So, I see happy May the 4th from people. So hey Trish, hey Sue. All right, with that, the stamp set is Cheerful Daisies. It has a fantastic set of dies. And for me to add another floral set to my stamping closet, my stamping supplies, it has to be a special one. There has to be some really cool thing about it that makes me want to add a floral. And this one, the hijack card, is the coolest. So I think you guys are really gonna like that. And it's really gonna illustrate why this is a great floral set to be worthwhile of adding to your collection. And that's just like besides the fact that it matches the new designer series paper. So always a fun way to get that. So, hey Deborah. All right, I'm gonna switch my camera down, and I've got an extra cord in the way. While we're at it, I would say congratulations to Kelly Sheridan, who is the queen of Maker Mornings with Meg unofficially this week, or officially, I guess I get to say if it's official. We were chatting, and she said she actually has watched 360 Maker Mornings with Meg episodes in a row, which is quite the feat. So this is 361, and we're gonna carry on. So I totally appreciate everybody who takes time to join us and say hi and watch and share and all those kinds of things. I seriously love the chance to share ideas with you guys. So, all right, so paper for this one. This is from the Fresh as a Daisy paper, and I have mostly half a package here to show you. And then I want to remind you that today's the last day to sign up for the LovenStamps paper share, and you're going to want to sign up for that if you like today's cards, and I'll explain more about that too. But here are these pretty daisy papers. They have these gorgeous patterns. They feature the new in colors. There's this one here, which is sort of that block set of colors. And then the back sides of all these are these ombre, well, I guess they're not really ombre. These brush stroke, sort of dry brush kind of papers that just make such great textured backgrounds for things and so forth. So, and you can stamp on them, all kinds of stuff. And when I looked at these, I thought, oh, I really like this paper here, especially because it has these varieties of pieces. So I cut myself a 4-inch strip, which is going to work out well. But if you are signed up for the LovenStamps Designer Series Paper Share, you're going to get 6-inch pieces, which also works perfectly for these cards. So like here are the 6-inch pieces of that. And then you get the cardstock to coordinate. So you'll have basically all of these cards here ready to go. So you could make today's card in any combination of any of the papers and cardstocks, which is a great just a great way to make quick cards. So getting these paper shares, the link's in the video description if you haven't signed up yet. It's basically like getting 89 mini card kits. So you're gonna be really excited about those. Hey, Mary Ellen. And Pam, thanks for sharing. Hi, Patricia. So I have this cut, like I said, to 4 inches by 6 inches. And then I took my my scoring tool, however you want to score that, and I scored this down 3/4 of an inch so that this piece here would be 5 1/4 inches tall, because that is going to fit on our copper clay cardstock here and give us this sort of flap thing. Now, beautiful to have both sides of this designer series paper, because on the inside we get the pretty dry brush and the front we get this other pattern. So, all right. So we're gonna go ahead and glue this down. I really like to use either multi-purpose liquid glue or Seal Plus, or I have my roll of it here because my hijack card demanded it, tear tape. So you want to use a strong adhesive for this, because you don't want the flap of your card to like pop off when people open it. I actually love to use the multi-purpose liquid glue because I can shift it, and you can see how teeny that amount of glue is. If you can see it, it is enough. And you can see too that I can like twist this just a little bit to make sure that I have a few seconds that it is centered just the way I want it. Okay, so then give it a second to dry, and then it will be set for our card. So we're gonna put a piece of basic white inside here eventually, but let's hold off on that for the moment, because I want to go ahead and do some stamping with this set. So, like I said, I have minimum requirements. A stamp set has to be kind of have some kind of cool novel thing, or have something to add to my stamp collection in order for me to want to invest in it and add it to my stamping supplies. So, happy pre-Friday, Kelly. So we have our dies here, and I decided that for this card, I wanted to go ahead and stamp Daisy. I wanted to feature Boho Blue and Copper Clay. And so I'm gonna take my Boho Blue and we're gonna go ahead and stamp. I'm gonna use both of these layered daisy stamps together. So they are gonna give us a two-step stamping effect. So I have, was this clean? Okay, I think it is. I'm gonna go ahead and stamp this here in Boho Blue, which is gorgeous and matches our paper, so great coordinating things. And then I have the outline, or the backgroundy stamp to go with my outline. And I'm gonna go ahead and stamp once on my scrap paper so that I get a tint of that ink shade, or tint of that ink tone. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it here in the middle so that I get a really pretty two-toned image. Now for the center of this, I want to go ahead, I'm gonna use my copper clay. And if you wanna save yourself a die cutting, you can go ahead and stamp it right in there, but I think we're gonna go ahead and just stamp it separately so that I can die cut it separately. And then, like one of the bonus features in this is this great die here for greetings, and it fits these oops-a-daisy, so sorry, which I'm always good with a pun, so that is pretty fun. And sorry, oops. Okay,
it's okay.
All the things here. Anyway, it's great because it fits the pun greeting or the brightest birthday greeting, but it's just a cute shape too that I think I'll find myself using for lots of different kinds of things, not just for the stamp set. So we're gonna go ahead and stamp that. And I decided to go one shade darker for my greeting, just to make sure that it is, nicely strong for our card. Okay, so you can see hopefully where this is a little bit darker, and it just gives us just that extra bit of oomph, I guess, to really feature our greeting. So I'm gonna lay this down on here. I have a little piece of washi tape here. You guys, if you've watched me before, you know that I am the huge washi tape fan because, and I'm just gonna keep rotating till this matches. There we go. Because the washi tape lets me stick this down here where I'm stamping, and then just carry it over to my die cut machine, my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, so that it is easy to do. Remember to stamp your images just far enough apart that you can get all your dies on there at the same time. So this all gets die cut, and through the magic of television, I have these pieces here ready to add to our card. So let's get our ink pads out of the way. And let's start to put some of these together and figure out where they're gonna go on our card. So I have my dimensional, which I'm gonna use here on our flower center. And then let's do sort of like a test placement across here. I think I want my greeting to run down here and have my flower. All right, so one of the other things that came out in the new book to match the in colors is this gorgeous copper clay. It's called copper clay. It's called like textured ribbon or something like that. The link is in the video description under the supplies so you can find it, but it is very pretty. There you can kind of see. It's got just a nice soft texture to it, makes it easy to tie for bows and so forth. So I'm thinking, let's go ahead and pop this across here and have it tie over here at the side, and we can have our greeting here like this, all right? So we're kind of moving forward with our greeting and our front. But one of the other things that is in this fabulous die set is this little die here. And this die is an absolutely fantastic accessory item. If you look at the samples in the book, I'll show you some of those, and it kind of illustrates how you can use these. But we're gonna go ahead and die cut this to just sort of give us a little extra interest spray, sort of to add some extra texture to our card, and cut this from the copper clay cardstock piece that I have handy. And through the magic of television, I have that cut too. So this is going to pop behind here, which gives us kind of our trio of accents. I always like to have things kind of accented in 3. And let's just take a quick look at that for 1 second. So here the daisy is behind our greeting. If I pop the daisy up on top of the greeting, do you see how much more powerful this daisy is all of a sudden? The greeting kind of falls to the background. If I go ahead and put this behind, then that greeting really becomes the focal point and the daisy becomes a supporting image. And that's definitely what I want. So we're gonna mount ours that way. All right, so let's go ahead and pop some of these pieces on here. Now here is the trick. You have to have your card be able to open. So if I'm gonna tie this across here, I have to figure out where I'm gonna attach my ribbon and where I'm going to leave it loose. And oh, Sue, this is Night of Navy here, is the dark blue. So what I'm gonna do is I am going to go ahead and tie this as a test. You can see I haven't ripped, I haven't torn it, I haven't cut it from the roll yet because I really like to, especially if I'm just making a card, I like to cut it once I know exactly how much I want. So I'm gonna go ahead and leave that there, shorten our bow loops, right? Because that's how we make sure that our bow is the right size for our project. And then now I'm gonna go ahead and take this and trim and end, so we've got that cut. All right, so we know where our ribbon is gonna sit and we have our pieces. This is bugging me that this is a little bit crooked. So I'm gonna actually stamp it again. So one of the great things about Stampin' Up basic white cardstock, it's very nice and you can flip things around easily. That is, okay, I don't know if it was bothering anybody else, but it makes me happy now. All right, so now we have our greeting that is going to fit like this. So let's go ahead and talk about attaching this. I want to go ahead and attach my ribbon at the front. And so that's gonna mean the ribbon doesn't fall off our card when the person opens it. And so to attach it, I'm gonna use the edge pieces of my Stampin' Dimensionals, because one of the tricks of doing dimensionals over ribbon is that they can get a little wobbly because of the height of the ribbon and just not being super stable. So I'm gonna make a channel here with my crooked greeting on the back. And then I'm going to go ahead and use that channel to place here over my greeting. So there we have, our ribbon is now attached. It's not gonna come off. And we need to go ahead and put our flower on here. So let's go ahead and use your Stampin' Dimensionals wisely. Use them to attach little frilly elements that would be difficult to glue. Just make your life easier. And I'm gonna add another one, make sure this is firmly attached. And then this is going to pop. I'm gonna have to peel up the edge there to get that underneath, right there with our card, okay? So now we have kind of the front of our card set. We have this pretty negative space here. I'm gonna show you one that uses the other part of this piece of paper that's a little denser with the flowers. But hey, Chris, we're gonna go ahead and enjoy this big negative space up here now. And what are we going to use for embellishments? Oh, I forgot to show you this the hijacked card. Okay, well, as I was making this card, I'd already been hijacked by this point, so I'll show you that card after we're done with this one, I think. But we have two choices here. These are the solid adhesive back gems that match. They're part of the suite, and so they are like Lemon Lolly, I think, and Boho Blue and Copper Clay, maybe? I don't know if it's really Copper Clay, Pebble Path. It's kind of a pretty color to match both. So we're gonna go ahead and add some of these to our project, and I love the sizes on these. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a scatter. So I usually like to group kind of two of the larger ones, and then we're gonna take one tiny one and pop it up here to just bring our attention back to the greeting. So there are the fronts of our card. But remember, we have that, that giant blank space on the inside, and so I'm gonna have to untie our pretty bow there, and we wanna do our stamping for the inside. So this is where I'm going to bring back our Cheerful Daisies stamps and appreciate that there are some really great images in here. So we have a couple different flower sizes, a couple flower shapes, we have some stems, we have leaves, all kinds of fun opportunities. But for our card, I wanted to mix the solid and the outline. And so we're going to go ahead and bring in my scrap paper here, because we're gonna overlap the edges. I'm gonna get this out of the way so I don't have any ridges underneath. And I'm gonna bring back my Copper Clay and my Boho Blue. So this time, we're gonna clean this really quickly. There's my minis, they're part of our hijacked card that's still coming. And if you were waiting for Moody Mauve, just wait. It's the big focus of our new card, our hijack card. So I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to do Copper Clay here to stamp here on the edge of our card with our outline. And then I'm gonna give this a Copper Clay flower center here. But I really want to sort of mix and match some textures. So I've got the smaller daisy here, but the background part, the solid image, I'm gonna stamp off once, and then I'm gonna pop one here on our project. And I feel like that's too little, it's too much paired. So I'm gonna go ahead and stamp it again, just up there to give it a little bit more variety. I didn't like how they were on the same plane here. It would have been better if one was a little skewed to the other, at least in my mind. And then I have this mini center here, and instead of making this blue, I'm gonna coordinate those colors. So I'm gonna stamp off for a lighter tint, and then go ahead and stamp that center. So this is going to be the middle of our card. And I'm gonna use my multi-purpose liquid glue again to add this, because I want it to be able to be exactly in the right place. And that little extra second or two of shifting things around is just really helpful to me. So I'm gonna go ahead and place it where I think it goes, and then just fold my card shut. Yep, and make sure that that works with the placement there. So, okay, so that is actually cut to 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall. And then we would finish our card. We just tie our little bow there and have this be the center. So I love it when the ribbon doesn't fall off of things when they're opened. So I always like to attach my ribbon somewhere. Now the other card version of this one here with the more full paper is here. So really this card works great, whether you're using the one with a pretty negative space or you're using the one with a little more pattern to it. There are a lot of great, you know, every piece of the paper is a terrific choice. So, okay, you guys ready to see the hijacked card? All right, so for our hijacked card, I was looking at my dies again because I'm really picky. I want to make sure that a new die set, a new stamp set, especially when I have other flowers, it has to add something to my stamping library. So, oh, I'm glad you guys like that one. Okay, so what will this add to my stamping library? And I was like, whoa, there's a really, wait, those are all, these pieces are all connected. So super exciting. And I didn't realize when I ordered this that it was the case. So I was super excited to see this. And of course, right away, I'm like, oh, this needs to get die cut right now. And I am going to die cut it from a piece of Moody Mauve here, which is another one of the fabulous new in colors. And of course, from our paper selection, this is 12 by 12 paper, just as this is the cut down version that's part of the LovenStamps paper share. So you'll get 6 by 6 and you could totally make the same card with this. The paper here with Winter Wheat and Moody Mauve, and I hope these colors are coming through for you because they are gorgeous. And so I wanted to bring in this color paper, and then of course I have that coordinating ribbon. It comes in all the in colors. This is that textured ribbon in Wild Wheat. I'm gonna wanna call it Winter Wheat the whole time, but it's Wild Wheat. All right, so that is the card that was like, you must make me now. And then you can go back to the other card you were working on. So I went ahead and die cut from Moody Mauve this really fun die here. So that just fabulous. And then I went ahead and cut down that piece of designer series paper. So this is 4 inches wide by 5 1/4 inches tall, which is just the perfect layering piece to go ahead and use here for our card base. So let's go ahead and pop this on. And I'm just gonna glue this down now. Again, whatever glue is handy, multi-purpose liquid glue makes me happy. It just goes on quickly and it gives me that chance to just shift. So if you find you're layering things and you're like, my card layers are never straight, this is great because you can shift them just a teeny bit for a second or two when you put them together, so you don't have to stress so much about that. All right, so what else do we have here? I have our card insert and I have a piece of cardstock here that needs to be cut down. So we're gonna make this one 3 3/4 inches by 4. Oh, no, 3 3/4 inches square, I guess. And so this square is going to go here, 3 3/4 inches square, and we're gonna just pop our die on here. Ta-da! Like seriously, how quick was that? We're gonna add a greeting to it. I always need birthday cards. So I'm going to clean this Night of Navy off here and grab my Moody Mauve ink pad. Like I said, this card was not on my intent to make this card this morning. It was on the You Must Make Me Now hijack card list. So there's our wishing you the best birthday. And then I really wanted to add this ribbon here. I tried like a little bow, I tried a little knot, everything seemed too big. And then I just realized all I had to really do was make a tiny little accent piece here to pop underneath our die cut like that. So let's talk about how I attached this here. Make your life easy, use the right adhesive. So glue's not good because it can seep through. Dimensionals aren't good because it's too much height and it doesn't stick everywhere. Seal Plus could work, but it's a little finicky. Hands down, easiest for this is a piece of tear tape. So I've just put it right across that V so that it will hold both pieces together. And then I'm gonna kind of look at this placement here. I want it to pop right underneath those leaves. That's gonna pop right like that. Okay, so now how to attach this? Again, make your life easy, have the right adhesive. These are mini Stampin' Dimensionals, and I'm going to pop a number of these on the back, more than I usually use. So you're like, Meg, how are you using so many Stampin' Dimensionals? I'm trying here, I'm trying. Really, this is kind of a pretty, but a little bit on the delicate side die cut. So I wanna make sure that it's anchored in enough places that it doesn't go astray. That seems good. Okay, that's enough. Lots of people would put more on, but we'll put those. All right, so now I'm gonna line this up, attach this to our card. There is our die cut and our ribbon. I'm gonna take this and I'm going to pop a dimensional on the back of each corner and go ahead and add this to the front. You can place it kind of wherever you want. The kind of top third line, you can put it at the bottom. I don't like it right in the center. That's the only place that I don't love. So I'm gonna go with the top third line. So the center here is on the top third of our card. Yeah, isn't that die? Oh, a hijacked card. Oh, Pam, so when I started at the beginning, I explained that my intention was to make this card, and I was working on putting this card together. I was making all the pieces, and then I was like, whoa, hold on. What is this? And so then I had to make this extra mauve card, Moody Mauve card in between, and then I had to come back and finish my other card. So it just, the supplies hijacked my card making and I had to make something different. So then of course I needed to add some accessories to this. These are the in color dots. You could also use them for this card. One of the things that made this so easy that the pieces are all coordinating. So all of the things came together. Like I have all the in color dots. I have all the, you can get the in color paper. You can get the daisy paper. All of the ink pads. You can get the new in color, the 5 in color ink pads as a bundle for 10% off. So then really you have all the things to mix and match and make, it's easy to have, you know, hijacked cards like this. So, all right, but I'm using this package that I've already been working through. And I'm going to pop some of these on. Now, usually I weight my trio of dots where the weight is at the bottom of the card, but I'm not for this one. And I tried it both ways and I'm going to explain why. What I found was that when I took this larger dot and put it down here, it really drew too much attention here. But putting these double dots here next to the word birthday and next to our little winter or wild wheat, that drew attention back up and kept our focal point up here where we really wanted it. So that was here. All right, Pam says, it's sad to cover up the DSP. Yes, it is, but you guys learned a trick from me yesterday, of course. And so you know what I should have done if I weren't in such a hurry to make this hijacked card is to take my stylish shapes dies and I would have cut out some circles or tags or things from the back that I could use on other cards. So remember, if you didn't see that trick, make sure you watch Tuesday's video for that one. So I hope that you guys have enjoyed seeing the new in colors. They are fabulous together. The only one I didn't show you specifically was Pebble Path. It is an excellent neutral and a beautiful one to match all of these sets of supplies. The Cheerful Daisy stamps and dies are a super robust and a really powerful stamp set and die set with a lot of really interesting, fun ways to accessorize your card making and so forth. So this suite, this Fresh as a Daisy suite, is a really neat one for just learning to use the new in colors and checking out how beautiful they are and picking out your favorites. Moody Mauve. Gosh, I never think I'm a purple person, but purple and orange, copper clay, those are my two favorites. Although wild wheat, that mustard, it's hard to miss, hard to beat. So anyway, so I hope that you guys have been excited to see some of these new supplies and kind of get some ideas for putting them together. I have many cards to share with you tonight. The LovenStamps new catalog premiere, virtual premiere, is this evening at 7 p.m. here on the LovenStamps Facebook page. If you're watching later on YouTube, I'll record it and then post it again to YouTube. But tune in for that and see that whole live premiere. I have, 25, 30 different card ideas to share with you. And we will do a card together. So if you're one of my stampers who got a catalog from me, then you have a card kit and we're going to walk through making that card tonight. So I'll show you that as a stamp project. So if you haven't used your card kit already, and I've seen some people have used them already, I love the ideas, then I'll be showing that card kit with the, what's the name of the stamp set? It's the one with the, Crafting With You. It's the Crafting With You set. So we're going to use this tonight. So you can watch that and see some cool ideas for that. And I will look forward to seeing you guys. It's, I think it's an event on the LovenStamps Facebook page. So if you RSVP for the event, then you should get a reminder shortly before to like, hey, tune in, come check out what's going on. As always, supply list is in the video description. Link for the DSP paper share sign up today is in the video description. And both of the cards that we did today are ones that you could do with the designer series paper and the cardstock that you're going to get as part of your paper share, because with the LovenStamps paper share, you get both the DSP pieces and the card bases to match. So there's a lot of power in having that pre-done, pre-ready for you in exactly the right ratio. And if you want to save that paper by cutting out what's behind there, Pam, then definitely you can do that too. So I usually do. I'm kind of flabbergasted that I didn't, but like I said, that card just had to be made. So, all right, everybody, have a wonderful Thursday. Happy pre-Friday, and I will see you again this evening. It's a double header, so happy May the 4th. Happy stamping, guys.